Royals baseball is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, and Kauffman Stadium will be jam-packed again tonight. The Royals took Game 1 from the A's last night, and the Royals are 4-0 at home. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joel Goldberg is coming up. We begin with good news. Alcides Escobar had to be helped off the field last night, and not only will he avoid the disabled list, he almost was in the starting lineup tonight.
Sure felt good when I got to the ballpark and I looked out on the field. There's Nick Kinney, and I said, is that Escobar? That's the same guy they carried off the field? Boy, that is great news.
And it was news in the middle of September last year when Ned Yost put Escobar in the leadoff spot. That was the most newsworthy move. Right behind that, though, was Lorenzo Cain becoming the Royals' #3 hitter.
In my opinion, the 4 short years I've been here, that might be one of Ned Yost's best moves ever. Did it at the same time, wanted his speed at the top, and voila, he found some hitters in there, too, with some pop.
And with the Royals 8-2, Lorenzo Cain has been a game changer, our T-Mobile game changer. And if you're wondering where Lorenzo stacks up against the best starts in Royals history, only George Brett back in 1983 had more hits, runs, and RBIs in the first 10 games.
I knew Locaine was hot, but man, I didn't know he was that hot. But what this young man is doing with the confidence he gained from being the ALCS MVP is to spray the ball all over the ballpark, use the whole field, and if you want power, he's mixing that in well as he hooked the pole in Minnesota, and here at the K, long bombs. I'm telling you what, this guy is driving the bus in that 3-hole, and nobody is looking back.
And when it comes to Royals news, unfortunately, it's not all good news tonight, as Greg Holland will be placed on the disabled list. Joel Goldberg will be talking about that when we come back. The Royals do have Yordano Ventura on the mound tonight. Ventura trying to go a little deeper tonight after having his last 2 starts cut short because of cramps.
Closer in the American League, and last night Greg got his 4th save of the season, has yet to allow a run. but he was pitching with discomfort. He knew that, maybe we didn't. So a little surprising today to find out that Greg Holland is going on the disabled list. As we take a look at our KU hospital injury report, mentioned Alcides Escobar day-to-day, so that's good news. And remember, they already lost Alex Rios to the DL earlier this week. Greg Holland now a right pectoral strain, heading to the disabled list. They called up Johan Pino, a little extra help in the bullpen. Joel Goldberg back here at Kauffman Stadium. This didn't just happen last night. He started feeling some of it last weekend in Anaheim and felt it again last night as he was warming up.
I'm pretty optimistic. I feel a lot better today. Just a little sore. But I need to help this team out. I got to be able to throw every day. Multiple days in a row, and situation where I can't do that right now. So, luckily, we got a really deep bullpen, and they're all going to step up like they have the last 3-4 years.
Well, Kelvin Herrera will pitch the 8th, Wade Davis the 9th, mix and match in the 7th, and hey, how about maybe going deep into the game for the ace, Yordano Ventura? He throws the first pitch coming up next.
Chevrolet. As the Royals take the field, we're just glad to be playing. The forecast was not favorable for this game starting on time earlier today, but the rain is gone and we should be dry. Bob Melvin, 5th season as A's manager, and has led the A's to 3 consecutive postseason appearances. His batting order tonight came up with 4 runs, 8 hits, 3 home runs last night, Hud, but fortunately for the Royals, all 3 home runs were solo.
Oh man, I'll tell you, when you give them up, if you have to, better with nobody on.
Tonight they faced Yordano Ventura, 2-0 in his first 2 starts, and facing the A's as a starter for just the 2nd time in his career, as Kia gives us his numbers to begin the season. Opponent's batting average .205, walks and hits per innings pitch under 1.
Yep, so far so good. Hopefully he'll stay in the game, won't have any cramp issues like he's had in his previous 2 starts, but he's got nice numbers.
And now Ford takes us around the horn. The Royals defensively, and the Royals have only committed 3 errors on defense.
Hey, look now, Christian Colon, he's no slouch. He's got nice hands. He'll be able to an adequate replacement for Escobar. He's excited about being out there today. Paulo Orlando's in right. Another outstanding crowd here at the K, and their fangs are out. They're looking for some action.
It's waiting on a youngster to formally announce play ball.
What a thrill that is for those kids. I'll never forget that, being on the front of all these people right before the game. Beautiful opportunity for you.
That's a good sign for Royals pitchers tonight. Well, pitchers from both sides. Jim Joyce calling that low strike on Sam Fuld. 0 for 4 last night. He did line to the outfield twice. And he did not read that curveball, and it's 0-2.
Nope. Those are some really excellent pitches he's got. 3 really nice ones. He'll go fastball around 96, 98. Sometimes he'll hit 100, but that big overhand curve is a fooler. And he's got an excellent changeup. He'll mix in a few cutters in on lefty's hands at times.
98 from Ventura. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Very confident young man. And with that stuff, that makes him really tough to hit. But when you got Salvador Perez behind you, makes you even better.
Very late. Moustakas will have a long throw, and Hosmer is there to receive it. 1 down.
Oh, nice to have good hands, but when you have a cannon to go with it, oh, makes Moose solid over there. The ability of Giordano not just to try to blow it by guys, to pitch to contact when you have this type of defense, stays right on top of the ball, so he doesn't get any movement in towards the runner and it doesn't sail on him. If you drop your arm angle, it sails. Stay right over the top if you're on the left side of the diamond.
Stephen Vogt batted 6 last night and hit 2 home runs with a double, and so he bats second tonight and takes ball 1 from Ventura. Pino.
Bob Melvin, you put him up to the top of that order after that last night's first multi-home run game. He deserved that promotion.
3 balls, no strikes. And Salvador Perez already telling Giordano Ventura, take a deep breath, calm down, get the ball in the strike zone, which he does at 95 miles an hour.
Trust your defense, and Salvi's a great target, but also he'll do a lot of visual body language gestures to his pitchers, especially the 23-year-old Ventura.
Out to Infante. 2 down.
You watch this kid for the first time, you're amazed at the velocity he gets with just this little movement. Very smooth. Gets upright, comes right over the top, effortless. And the ball just flies out of his hand. It's explosive. Kid is naturally blessed, but he's really been taken care of by Salvi, Dave Island, his pitching coach. He's in good hands.
Jim Joyce, the veteran home plate umpire, went over to have a quick visit with Kyle Turner, the Royals training staff. I don't know if that was a equipment fix. They were adjusting his mask. And all the trainers at the big league level at one point were trainers at the minor league level, and many of them were trainers and equipment managers. So they're very skilled at putting a mask back together or stringing a new piece of leather through a glove if one of the straps snaps.
Oh, you got that right. They're valuable. Nice.
3 ground ball outs for Giordano Ventura. Royals coming up against Jesse Hahn in the bottom of the first inning. Paulo Orlando, the triples machine, will lead off tonight.
I can't stay in my seat.
City Chevy dealers. Visit your Chevy dealer today for great prices on all our new 2015 vehicles. And by the Missouri Lottery, every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. Royal State Farm lineup for tonight. There was some talk about Alcides Escobar not only playing tonight, but being back in the starting lineup. But Royals want to wait at least one more day. So Paulo Orlando goes from a 10-year minor leaguer to a fill-in for Alex Gordon, day games after night games, to perhaps the Royals' regular right fielder, and at least for tonight, their leadoff man.
Man, I'm going to tell you, he's earned every bit of that promotion. Of course, Missouri is the show-me state, but in the big leagues, it's what have you done for me lately? And this guy, he helped drive the bus last night by splitting that gap in right center and turning this crowd on their head. It's exciting. Short swing. He goes gap to gap. And facing Hahn won't be easy. This young man here, he's got some really nice pitches. His fastball go 92 to 94. He sinks that fastball. He's got a big curveball and a changeup that he'll use.
Nice big hop for Simeon at short. Orlando is out number one. 25-year-old Jesse Hahn. The Royals face him for the first time. 6'5", 190 pounds.
He's a big lad. He uses that downhill angle. He's very aggressive. Like I said, he likes to establish his two-seam fastball early. He'll throw very few sliders, but he's got the three basic.
Fouled away by Mike Moustakas.
The Royals hitters have never faced Hahn before, and when you face a pitcher like that, you want to see as many pitches as you can early and then get him later.
There's the breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He'll get a lot of swing and misses on that curve, but he wants to establish his fastball early.
Two and one. Bounced around Jesse Hahn, drafted by Tampa Bay in 2010, traded to San Diego, and then traded to Oakland. So 6th professional season and his 3rd organization. 2-2 against Moustakas. Kind of like the old school stirrups, those dark green stirrups and the gold sanitary socks.
Yeah, well, he's following last night's starter, Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray, he had like soccer socks on though.
Well, he had the stripes, you know, horizontal stripes, the 3 of them that went around. Kind of colorful, colored it up a little bit.
There was a time, it doesn't seem that long ago, where that was the look for all major leaguers. The pant legs up, stirrups, backhanded by Sogard, and over to Ike Davis. So we've seen 5 outs so far for Ventura and Hahn, and all on the ground. As we take a look at the A's defensively, they got off to a slow start with the leather. They made 9 errors in their first 7 games, but now they've had 4 consecutive errorless games.
But they're an athletic team, and that guy that's highlighted, Ben Zobrist, he is one of the best fielders there is, because he can play anywhere and he doesn't miss. Excellent baseball player. Extremely valuable. There's 29 other teams that would like to have Ben Zobrist.
There you go. That's what Sonny Gray had on last night, but they don't have the stirrups on the bottom though. Those are just socks.
Oh yeah,
they're rugby socks.
Everything changes in the game, and you know they just don't wear stirrups. Well, although that Hahn has them though, I like the stirrups. That's old style.
Another ball hit on the ground. The infielders have been busy in the first full inning. 3 up, 3 down, and no score at the end of 1. his original colors, and another warm ovation for him as he comes to the plate, leading off the second inning, as he did last night. Last night, a standing ovation from the over 39,000 here for the Royals' 6-4 victory. And Billy has been impressive with his new team. He has an 11-game hitting streak. That's the longest for a new A's player to begin the year ever. Ventura is in with a strike. He went around, no balls, 2 strikes.
Yep, you have to hit or look for that fastball for sure. And then when anything else comes, you early in the count, you try to spit on it, but man, when you're geared up for that at fastball, it gets on you so quickly at 98 miles an hour. It'll trick you. You got to really focus.
2-2.
Pitch inside like that with that velocity, that'll get hitters' attention. Sometimes that's a setup pitch. Come inside, back the hitter off. Billy went woo, and then you come back with something away. He shook Salvi once.
From 0-2 to 3-2.
I would imagine Salvi probably put the fastball down. With that type of velocity, you can challenge hitters, even if you're missing the strike zone.
Fastball over the outside, and you could tell Billy wasn't so sure. He didn't immediately head to first base. He was just kind of waiting on Jim Joyce's call, and Ventura has his first strikeout.
Well, I didn't know if I'd ever get a chance to say it, but Billy, you got to go. That is some paint on the outside part of the plate. Froze him.
One down to Ike Davis. He had one of the 3 A's home runs last night. And he's hit safely in the last 7 games. You know, there was some talk when the A's signed Billy Butler that they saw him as a DH and a first baseman. They expected him to play some first base, but then Ike Davis came along, a very good defensive first baseman. So Billy has not played that position yet. But I remember the A's commenting after signing Billy to the 3-year contract that they did not see him as just exclusively a DH.
And you ask Billy, he'll tell you, I'm not a full-time DH. I can play first base.
And now Davis down to first on a 4-pitch walk. Signature Sundays are back every Sunday from 11:45 to 12:05. 2 Royals players will be signing autographs on top of the Royals dugout, weather permitting. So get here early to snag one-of-a-kind autograph, and then stick around to enjoy the numerous other Family Fun Day activities. First Family Fun Day Sunday, and Signature Sunday is tomorrow. Now Sal Perez more concerned after Ventura, following the strikeout at Butler, has missed with 5 straight. Ball 1 to Josh Reddick.
I've got to believe he's talking about just slowing it down a little bit too fast coming out of that delivery. Stay under control, pitch to contact, and roll up a double play for us, and we'll get out of the inning. It's like he did in that first inning. 3 ground ball outs.
Fastball coming right into your living room at 94 miles an hour. A good angle to Show you how quickly Ventura's pitches get to the hitter. Very quickly. That one in 97.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, if you stood in that batter's box, it might leave a lifelong impression in your mind. You'll never want to get back in it again. It'll scare you to death.
Up the middle. Another ground ball. This one is good for 2. 5 outs on the ground for Ventura in the first 2 innings.
No intent. Laurie did nothing wrong. Alcides Escobar, not so sure about that.
In that situation, for me, that's a double slide, because if you, like I said before, if you got like double play situation, you can slide hard. That's a force out. You can slide like a little bit more easy.
All right, guys. Well, a couple of things I heard from the Oakland side was that there wasn't any bag available. There definitely was. You could see it, and he was trying to break up a double play. Well, as Alcides Escobar said, that wasn't a double play situation. He was playing it like he was at first base. No way to turn a double play, but we'll see what happens with it.
And Brett Lawrie, by the way, will be leading off the top of the 3rd inning. 1-1 to Eric Hosmer. I think now that the dust is cleared and we've gone over that slide and heard both sides of the story, I think the most important part of that slide right now is that it wasn't a serious injury for Alcides Escobar.
Nope. Huge blessing.
Lawrie slides, throws, and gets Hosmer. All 4 outs on the ground for Jesse Hahn. I think the best word I've heard so far in describing that slide, and this is just taking the intent out of it. Brett Lawrie felt very badly. He played in the minor leagues in the Brewers system with Alcides Escobar. Playing hard or otherwise, it was a reckless slide. That's the best word I've heard.
That's okay. That's a good word. I use careless.
Outside Kendrys Morales. 2 more hits for Morales last night and a run scored, so he's hit safely in 9 of the first 10 games. And while we reminisce with Billy Butler back in town with the A's, so far this has been a good move for the Royals. Royals are getting the Kendrys Morales that they were hoping for.
And you know what's been surprising, and I'm sure Dale Swaim is a little bit surprised, is that he's tied with Lorenzo Cain in walks. He's got 5 because he's a free swinger, but he's been very selective up there at the plate, which is helping him get pitches he can handle.
Cracked his bat, but he gets it into shallow right field, and now Morales has hit in 10 of the Royals' 11 games. And to remind you, as you enjoy a cold one and enjoy tonight's game, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Here's the Miller Lite fountain bar above the waterfall seats in left field.
What a nice renovation that was done here several years ago. I remember coming here to the visiting team. That was all green grass out there. Never even saw a human being out in that area. Now it's packed.
Zobrist near the line in left field. He'll make the play to get Alex Gordon. That's the first time that the Royals have made an out in the air against Jesse Hahn. That foundation of the Miller Lite fountain bar was the foundation of the old video board, which seems like a little television compared to Crown Vision in straightaway center field, but that's where we used to watch the highlights and all the activities in between innings during the games, at the current site of the fountain bar. Breaking ball for a strike to Salvador Perez. There you go.
Yeah, how about that? I remember that.
It's a dark green concrete base that stayed as that video board was retired. Tied him up. 0-2 on Sal. Sal cracked his bat.
Talked about the first time through the order against a guy you've never faced before. You're going to see some cracked bats. You're going to see some ground balls because Jesse Hahn has an excellent sinking fastball. And that's what he wants to do. Pitch to contact. But he'll go with a four-seamer at times. And then later in the game, when hitters start looking for that sinker, that's when he brings in the breaking ball. And he'll bounce a few of them and really deceive the hitters.
What a great sight tonight. Kauffman Stadium, jam-packed. Just some empty seats up there in the far corners of the upper deck. That breaking ball stayed up. It's Paul Delory, and that's the inning. So both pitchers doing a good job of keeping the ball down through the first 2 innings. No score. Those are not moos, those are boos for Brett Lawrie. And they're certainly not booing Jeff Montgomery, who's down in the third base camera bay. I guess we expected this, Almani. I guess we expected this tonight, didn't we?
Well, I think everybody did. Now it's going to be a matter of what happens from this point on. I think they're going to play baseball here for a while, though.
It was Lawrie who had that hard slide into Alcides Escobar. Ventura throws a strike. The good news, or the news period, is good in the big picture, but Escobar not in the starting lineup tonight. One ball, one strike.
By the looks of Escobar, he's not very happy. He played every single game last season, and for him to sit out a game, he's not happy with it.
Fans like that, but it was a breaking ball.
As a hitter, when you're the villain, you're always on guard that next pitch could be the one.
Tricky hop, but Hosmer's on it, and Ventura leaping to make the play and getting to the bat. But I'm glad you brought that up, because that was going to be my next question, as the fans on the third base side welcome Lawrie back to his dugout. How comfortable can Brett Lawrie be with what you just described, not knowing if the next pitch is going to be in his rib cage?
It's the first and second ones that come in. After that, you're feeling better. And just like that, he was able to make contact. But how about the athleticism of Ventura? Man, that's a tough play by Hosmer. He made it look easy. But then, you know, Ventura, he's got some kind of athletic skills. Be able to catch that ball in the dead run and then two-step and find the base.
Alex makes a play in left field to get Eric Sogard 2 down. Our most trusted player, brought to you by the most trusted brand, Honda. Yordano Ventura's curveball. It's about as hard as it comes, isn't it, Monty?
Well, we got a curveball that's the most trusted player, and for Yordano Ventura, it really rounds him out. We know a pitcher that throws 100 miles an hour, you know, is very difficult to hit, but when you can mix in a couple of other pitches, particularly the curveball, batting average against that only at 125, 4 strikeouts, you know, that's an extra weapon for Yordano Ventura, and is on tonight.
I'll say it's an extra weapon. It's hitters will sometimes walk back to the dugout and say that ain't fair. Somebody with that quality of stuff can make you look that silly.
Here it comes. Semien was able to lay off it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Guys, we see a lot of pitchers that have very good curveballs, and hitters looking for that curveball that maybe don't throw anywhere close to Yordano's velocity, maybe upper 80s, low 90s. But if he has that good curveball, and then they throw that, you know, that 91 fastball, we always say that probably looked like 100. Imagine what it's like when you do throw 100 after throwing an electric curveball.
Hitters are trained to pick up the release point, and you can see the rotation of that curve, but the downward bite that he gets on it, you can't square it up very often. You're better off just taking it, just like Semien's doing now. And the reason he's getting a lot of breaking balls is because Semien, he's 3 for 5 in his career with 2 doubles and a home run for his hits off of Ventura. So Ventura's pitching him a little bit careful.
And he had a double and a fly out to the warning track in center last night. A changeup. So thinking about the fastball and the curve, and Semien goes down on a changeup for Ventura's 2nd strikeout of the night.
Hey, he's out.
Kauffman Stadium packed up tonight for the Royals and the A's. And if you weren't able to make it tonight, you don't want to miss the second annual Zubaz Palooza Day. That's Friday, May 1st. There's a special ticket package which will feature one-of-a-kind powder blue Royals theme Zuba pants and a game ticket. And those packages start at just $25, and you can get those right now at Royals.com/special events. Both teams with just one base runner so far. Infante, Colon, and Orlando coming up in the bottom of the third inning.
Get a couple of young guns in the American League that are pitching that have great velocity, good stuff. That's what they equate that to. Stuff is velocity and good breaking balls. You're going to see low scoring.
Hit well into left center field and down and past Zobrist. And Sam Folin makes a wild throw back toward the infield, and Omar Infante will end up at third base. For a moment there, it looked like Sam Fuld was preventing a triple by backing up Zobrist, and then he threw that ball more to first base than he did to third base.
Yeah, you know what? The ground is wet, obviously, with the rain today, and it skipped past Zobrist. Fuld did a nice job, but you just want to go ahead and concede the double, get the ball in. I don't know what he was doing with that Roger Staubach type spin throw there, but that was ill-advised. And when it went to right field, Infante saw that and he goes, really? Okay, thank you, I'll take the extra base. But that ball is wet, and you got to be sure. Infield's in, nobody out, good opportunity.
It has scored a double for Infante and then an error on Fuld to get Omar to third base. No, Christian Colon came on to replace Escobar after the injury last night and was 0 for 1. One and one.
Colon wants to look up in the zone and think towards the middle with the infield drawn in. Oh.
Simeon will throw him out. One down. So now Paulo Orlando comes to the plate, and it's time for our AT&T U-verse rewind. Let's go back to last night. Gerard Dyson on base, and Paulo Orlando hits his fourth triple.
And with the score tied, a track meet broke out. Two of the speediest guys in baseball are on the path, and the path is burning. Look at that. Just like that. Fourth career triple in 5 hits. Unbelievable. Now do the job here. Look for a ball up and drive him in.
That will just bounce foul. Fonte didn't get a good read on that ball. He was not coming down from third base.
Hahn's a good athlete. You could tell by how he bounced off the mound on that one. And he looked immediately to Infante at third base to see if he was coming in case the ball did stay fair. But this early in the game, outs are a premium. You want to get outs. That's what you want. But you could hear the communication by the catcher, Stephen Vogt, saying let it go.
One ball, one strike.
Guy with a good sinker, you want to look up if you can. Look up and try to shoot the ball that direction, right up the middle. See how big that hole is? With the infielders in, up the middle, that's your ticket. Try to guide it. Oh, good try.
He was going for the middle. Hahn throws him out, 2 down. So Infante at third base with nobody out, now standing there with 2 down.
Great idea. He gets it past him 2 feet one side or the other. That's through. And now with 2 outs, you hate to waste a runner at third and nobody out opportunity to score on a good young pitcher.
Moustakas grounded out to second base in the first inning.
Fonte's got to be alive for any ball that could bounce at home plate, especially with the good breaking stuff, the curveball, the sinkers. Those balls hit, they could kick right or left. You got to score.
Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard. The Royals have the most 2-out RBIs in the major leagues.
Everybody playing straight up for Moose.
You know, and quite a few of those 2-out RBIs have come with 2 strikes. And the Royals doing this year what they did last year, avoiding strikeouts, just doing whatever they can with 2 strikes to put the ball in play. And many times already in this young season, they've been rewarded for that approach. A little bit high and outside. Moustakas ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike.
They call that a backdoor curveball. Starts out away. The left-handed hitter sees it and he goes, that's not going to be a strike. And then it comes back over and catches the corner.
Lined into right field. And it's going to be caught. Man, can't hit it any harder than that. Tough hitting luck for Moustakas, and the Royals waste Infante at third base. Up in the top of the 4th inning, and here is a Mazda game break. Let's go to Detroit. Jose Abreu, that is a grand slam off of Anibal Sanchez, and this was no game at all. White Sox scored often, they scored early, 12 runs, 17 hits to beat the Tigers. So if the Royals can win tonight, they would tie the Tigers for the best record in baseball.
They ruined a pretty good opportunity to score that last inning, but however, there was solid contact on all 3 outs after the double. So 4 guys hit Hahn very well, and they're just going to, the Royals are just starting their 2nd time through the order off of him. And so is Sam Fold in the Oakland A's. He's starting their 2nd time through, seeing Ventura. 2-1 on Fold. He opened the game with a ground ball to Moustakas
at third. The A's had only one runner in the first 3 innings, and that was a walk. 2-2. .98, just a little bit inside. Stephen Vogt is on deck, and then Ben Zobrist. Those 3 hitters all grounded out against Ventura in the first inning. Still 3-2.
You guys talking about the velocity on Yordano Ventura fastball upper 90s. This year, one thing I've really noticed about Yordano is he seems less conscious of that radar gun, less conscious of the velocity on his fastball, and I think it's turned him into a much more calm pitcher on the mound.
I'm guessing, Monty, when you do it in Game 6 of the World Series in front of the world, and they see that he can throw 100 and sometimes over 100 miles an hour, I guess, how much more impressed can you be with yourself when everyone else knows that you can do it?
Right, and it's nice to just see him concentrate on getting outs and not concerned about, you know, the show and the glamour.
Leadoff walk. That's Ventura's second walk.
The catcher, number 21, Stephen Vogt.
There's still some maturation that needs to happen with Ventura, and you know, some guys mature quicker than others, though, Monty. You know, just, you know, he's very arrogant on the field, which is important. It's a body language sign and that the hitters sense. And when you have that quality of stuff, that's a good thing to have that moxie. But you know, the thing that happened in Anaheim with Trout, you know, and those kind of things, he's going to have to learn how to get past all that. But so far, so good tonight.
Yeah, and I think just controlling the things you have the ability to control in the field, those are the most important things to learn at a young age as a player. And we've seen a lot of these Royals really kind of go through that process together.
Vogt drives it deep to left center field, and on the track and up against the screen. Fold will be waved home as Colon's relay is cut off. Boy, look at that. The Royals have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys lined up from Gordon to Salvador Perez behind the plate. So Stephen Vogt hits the A's first hit. It is his 4th hit of the series, and Oakland leads 1-0.
Good call by Bob Melvin to put Vogt in that second hole. That ball was well struck. Alex Gordon took a perfect route to it but couldn't catch it. There's no way. It's a deep part there at 387 with that tall fence. Nice relay, but just there's no chance to get the speedy fold. So Oakland coming right back after that near miss of scoring a run by the Royals. Zobrist, professional hitter as well as a defender, trying to pull it. You see that? He tried to do everything he could to pull the ball to the right side with nobody out.
And Rex, this would be one of these key times in the game when Yordano Ventura may go looking for that strikeout. Nobody out, man on second. You have a left-handed batter to plate, very likely to try to pull the baseball. So if you're able to avoid contact, miss his bat, leave that runner stranded at second base.
He has the ability. Uh-oh.
Now the A's will have a runner at third base with nobody out. Wild pitch.
A little bit of over rotation there. Salvi did all he could. Great position, but you can't control when it hits off your thumb. Sometimes that happens. First wild pitch of the season for any Royals pitcher.
2-2 on Zobrist.
Outfielders pretty shallow for Zobrist, and the infielders are all in for a play at the plate. I doubt that Vogt will go on contact. Catcher not blessed with that good speed.
Nice grab by a fan in the club level off to the third base side.
Sure was. That's why you bring your glove. I like Zobrist's bat angle. Watch him when he starts. See how flat it is? All he's got to do is just take that right to the ball. No movement. Sometimes you eliminate that extra movement. It makes it simpler to hit, even though all those who have tried to hit before know it's not simple. Take it right to the fastball. 3-2. That's what he's looking for here.
Backhanded by Infante, going down to a knee. That's the first out.
Hey, that's what happens when a hitter's looking for a fastball. He gets it and he hits it hard. Infante made a tough play look easy. 2-hopper, short hop, pick, wet grass, backhand side. Look at that. That's called trusting your hands. Very soft. You can develop those soft hands by taking a tennis ball and barehanded throw it against a wall and catch it.
Billy was called out on strikes in the second inning on a fastball away.
You know Billy wants to knock in this second run big time here.
And he does. That is his 7th RBI. And the A's take a 2-0 lead.
Billy right up on top of the plate. Little toe tapper looking for the fastball at 97 right down the middle of the plate. Guy like Billy's not going to miss. Hitter like him. Nice view from the crown seats.
The uniform's different, but the smile is the same after a base hit.
Billy's talking. Haas don't want to hear it.
Now base hit for Ike Davis, who's hit in 8 straight games. So Billy Butler got his streak to 12, Davis to 8. That is the 4th base runner of the inning for the A's. Now Dave Island's going to go out and have a chat with Yordano Ventura. Billy Butler mentioned yesterday when he was meeting with the media that this return to Kansas City was even more special because he'd be celebrating his birthday here. Today is Billy's 29th birthday.
Boy, awfully young.
I know it.
For all the service time.
Doesn't it sound young? I mean, first response would be what, 32, 33, 29 years old.
HUD 29 sounds pretty young as a ball player, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Better believe it.
Well, he had just turned 21 when he was called up in 2007. And Monty, remember where he played when he was called up in 2007?
It was in, I think he started in left field.
Left field. That's right.
Didn't last long out in left field.
All right, Dave Island. He told Ventura to roll one up here on Josh Reddick again. See if he can get him to a little ground ball. See if he takes directions well. Billy Butler, by the way, in his 8th season in the majors at 29 years young. Shoot, I had a year and a half at that particular time at my age. He's already got 7 years. Oh, no. Wow.
Josh Reddick, it's a 3-run home run up into the shrubs. And the Oakland A's have scored 5. That is their 4th home run of the series. It's their first home run with a man on base. And for Reddick, that is his first home run of the year.
That ball was tattered and battered. Man, 4-seam fastball. There's a hitter with a nice easy swing on a mistake right down the middle. Time to
wouldn't want to be Brett Lawrie right now.
Well, Ventura's having some command issues, obviously. You see him talking to himself. He's a little bit unsure. He's throwing the ball right down the middle of the plate. It's getting hit.
Ventura gets tossed. There were no warnings issued before the game. No warnings.
Well, I'm a little surprised that the umpires didn't do the warning after, and the fact that they tossed Ventura right away, I don't know. I disagree with that, but there's a lot of emotions and anger, especially now with a big lead like this. That's the perfect time to pick out a 5. That's what he did.
Rex, you're right. This was exactly the right time. If you're going to take care of any business, this game's now, in a 5-0 situation. You don't want the situation to affect the outcome of the game, and this obviously will not make a lot of difference.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that ejection. I mean, sure, we know the history. Brett Lawrie, by the way, went to first base as if he expected it to happen. I mean, who in their right mind did not expect something to happen?
I could sense it coming, and it did help that he had that little pad on his elbow, but you'll still feel it.
And I don't know if it was just posturing by the A's, the way they came out and screaming at Yordano Ventura. I mean, is there somebody in the A's dugout who didn't expect that something would happen as a result of that? I mean, if Mike Moustakas slid into Marcus Semien like that, would they not expect one of their pitchers to retaliate in some form? Maybe it was just the timing of it, as Reddick had just hit a 3-run home run to make it a 5-0 game, but whatever. This is Johan Pino. He was called up from AAA when Greg Holland was placed on the disabled list, and he's a Chevy call to the bullpen. Brett Lawrie into Alcides Escobar. I felt like he handled getting drilled by Yordano Ventura like a pro. His dugout didn't react the same way. Here's the slide last night.
Okay, now 20 years ago, everyone in the park would know, including the hit Lawrie, would know the next day he's going to get drilled. Okay, now this happens too in modern day baseball, but to see Jim Joyce, the umpire throwing him out, they never did that before. Okay, they would always let the other team get even and then just play the game. But because Major League Baseball has made it a lot stricter on these things, I'm sure that Jim Joyce had a chat with somebody in the Major League office today about what could possibly happen. So he obviously felt that Ventura needed to be tossed.
You guys, Joe and I had a chance to go down and visit with the umpires tonight before the game, including Jim Joyce, and just asked, is there any chance of a warning prior to the game? And they indicated that no, there would not be a warning. Is there any reason to? And obviously last night was a good reason for it to happen, but they felt like let the game be played. But there had to be a lot of thinking going into this game about what exactly was going to happen. And once it turned into a 5-0 game, I'm sure they were very much, expecting something like what we just saw happen to actually occur.
Yeah, and believe me, Lawrie was expecting it too.
And I tell you what, again, he is public enemy #1 in Kansas City at the moment, but he handled it like a pro. He went down to first base, not happy about it, but the dugout, the A's dugout, and again, maybe they felt like that was just Ventura reacting to the Josh Reddick 3-run home run, which was 2 pitches prior to Brett Lawrie getting hit. So this is Johan Pino, signed by the Royals to a minor league contract. Started the season in AAA, had a good spring training for the Royals. And here are his numbers last year with the Twins. And that wasn't just any season for Johan Pino. Similar to Paulo Orlando, these guys could have a very interesting conversation. Johan Pino, those numbers last year were his first in the big leagues in his 11th professional season. He was a 30-year-old rookie with Minnesota. He was signed by the Twins out of Venezuela in 2004, traded to the Indians in 2009, signed with the Blue Jays in 2012, signed with the Reds in 2013, and then his career went full circle back with Minnesota last year and finally got to the big leagues. And there's some peacemaking going on there. Ty Waller is the first base coach. Brett Lawrie, Eric Hosmer all talking it over and getting back to what you were saying, Hud. 20 years ago, not only would the umpires have done nothing, but that would be the end of it.
Right, it'd be over.
The A's would be over it. The Royals would be over it. But we'll see. Stay tuned.
Yep, and that's the way the game was played for years until this new generation. And now there's stiff penalties involved.
The best explanation I've heard when somebody today tries to explain why the rules have changed, the unwritten rules have changed, is that there is just way too much money involved today.
There you go.
I mean, the Royals and A's, if this thing escalates and a brawl ensues, quite frankly, with the way the league's looking at it, a $12 million player can have their ankle stepped on and miss a month of the season. And so with that in mind, the league and by extension the umpires have been more sensitive to situations like this.
Yeah, well, this is a nice opportunity for Pino to get himself together, impress Dave Ireland. You had Yost. It's already 5-0, but it's early in this game so far. If he can just hold the opponents down with his sinking fastball, curveball and a slider.
Nice play by Hosmer to get the force at second base. And a much gentler slide into second base by Brett Lawrie. And really, if he was going to be breaking up a double play, that was much closer to a double play than last night, but that time he went right in the bag and spared Christian Colon.
Yep, Hosmer, that's just a tremendous play on his part, picking the ball up. But see that slide there? That's the slide that he should have done last night. And he would have been safe, and no one would have said a word.
Really, Christian Colon was in almost exactly the same position Alcides Escobar was in last night if you looked at the replay.
And maybe that's exactly what he's saying to Edison Volquez.
Yeah, that was the play right there. Now, but Esky's still stewing. You could tell he's not happy missing a game.
2 hops to Moustakas, and Simeon is out, and so are the A's. But they score 5. Reddick had the big hit, a 3-run home run. With 4 unique bobbleheads throughout the season. Each bobblehead celebrates an iconic Royals moment from each round of the 2014 postseason. And you can begin your collection on May 2nd with a Salvador Perez bobblehead commemorating his thrilling walk-off hit in the wild card game against the A's. The first 15,000 fans receive this one-of-a-kind item, so get your tickets now at Royals.com. Lorenzo Cain, Eric Hosmer, and Kendrys Morales against Jesse Hahn, who has a 5-run lead. Six of Hahn's 9 outs have been on the ground. And he gets another ground ball. Simeon in time for the out. Second time that Lorenzo is grounded out to the A's shortstop. Eric Hosmer grounded out his first time. Our Toyota League leaders for tonight. Royals have had 35 players or 35 occasions with a player with a multi-hit game. The Royals leading the major leagues in that category. And while they've been held scoreless so far tonight, the Royals lead the American League in runs scored. Hosmer grounded out to third in the second inning, and a nice sliding play by Brett Lawrie for the out.
Doesn't seem like that 22-minute delay in between that inning there, I mean, affected Hahn at all. From Sam Fold leading off Till the very end of that inning, 22 minutes.
And that will happen. A pitcher's body has a certain rhythm to it. Arm can get a little heavy if he has to sit too long in between innings.
A little stiff if he's not got a jacket on.
Yep. Legs can get a little heavy.
We know the Royals are resilient, and this early in the game, all they want to do is just try to peck away. They've only gotten 2 hits off of this young, good-looking pitcher in Jesse Hahn. He's a righty, looks really good. Got 3 nice pitches. Good sinking fastball. Nice plate appearance there.
Jesse Hahn's first walk.
That's going to help Eric Hosmer so much. To be selective, make that pitcher throw strikes, makes you a more dangerous hitter.
Morales singled to right in the second inning.
We witnessed a lot of comebacks last year by the Royals, and they did it with their frenzy style hitting and their base stealing ability. But this year, with their power they've got in there, they could get back in games a lot quicker.
Curveball stayed up, fouled away by Morales.
Guys, talking about the delay after the ejection of Ventura, that was one of the things that I was really concerned about last year when they incorporated replay, was how will that affect the pitchers when they have to wait for the review and that whole process. But MLB has done a nice job and really kind of refining that, and even better this year.
Two and one on Morales. I think that was one of the pleasant surprises last year with the first year of replay, at how quick most of the reviews were. There wasn't a whole lot of standing around. Every now and then there was an exception when there wasn't a great camera angle and they had to search for the right angle, but for the most part it was pretty swift. 2-2.
Talking about the resiliency, last season the Royals had 35 come from behind wins. This year they have 5 already.
A's were shifted way over to the right, and they turned that into a double play. 5-4-3. And that's 4 scoreless innings for Jesse Hahn, pitching with a 5-0 lead. Order online with rapid pickup at delivery.panerabread.com. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Dodge, born Dodge. 5-0 Oakland, and they scored all 5 in the 4th. Vogt and Butler drove in the first 2 runs, and then Josh Reddick hit a 3-run home run. 2 pitches later, Yordano Ventura plunked Brett Lawrie, and Ventura was ejected. So Johan Pino just called up, got the final 2 outs of the inning. Moustakas, good play. That's a tough play, and a little pop up that died on the grass. Sam Fuld is out to begin the 5th inning.
Little jam shot on his hands. Fuld off to the races. That ball kicked right to Moose. Pino's fastball not overpowering, 85 to 89. He'll run it, sink it. Curveball, slider, and a changeup. He's going to be a command guy that's going to mix them up. Good spot. He lives down there around the knees. Tries to bring ground balls. Very good command guy. Shouldn't walk a lot of guys. Pitch to contact.
Stephen Vogt last night had a double and 2 home runs, and now tonight he has an RBI double. And Pino got it in on his hands.
That ball comes down. I bet he's out.
And it does. And he is. Johan Pino out of Venezuela. Signed as a professional 11 years ago. Ben Zobrist has grounded out to Infante twice. We were talking about him last night. One season with Tampa Bay, Ben Zobrist played 7 different positions for Joe Madden. Last night he started at second base, and tonight he is in left field. Strike 3 called. So an impressive inning in 2/3 for Pino, picking up for Ventura. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Gordon, Perez, and Infante coming up. The Royals are down 5-0. Chevrolet. And all Oakland so far tonight with a 5-0 lead. Royals with just 3 runners in the first 4 innings against 25-year-old Jesse Hahn. They'll get Alex Gordon, Salvador Perez, and Omar Infante. 2-0 on Alex. He flied out to left in his first at bat.
You want to get this crowd back in the game. You got to get a big hit. Get something going here.
Here's a good start. Let's go to Joel.
Well, Ryan, we haven't seen very much of Jesse Hahn because he was with San Diego last year. Didn't face him, but here's a guy, the rare starting pitcher in the big leagues from the state of Connecticut. There are only 2 in the big leagues from the state of Connecticut. Matt Harvey and Jesse Hahn. They were both teammates in the Cape Cod League, but before that, they were high school teammates. Fitch High School in Connecticut. They won a state championship together. Matt Harvey's dad coached that team. Hahn's senior year, a no-hitter and a 0.17 ERA.
Out to short, Semien with a nice pick. And the A's turn a double play. Second double play in the last 2 innings. Salvador Perez is 0 for 2. And those 2 guys, just to follow up on Joel's story, they saw a lot of each other. Pitching together in high school, pitching together in Cape Cod, and then against each other in college. Matt Harvey went to North Carolina, and Jesse Hahn went to Virginia Tech.
A couple of the new young guns coming in the leagues.
Omar Infante with 2 down, nobody on. Doesn't seem like a big item now with the Royals trailing by 5, but Infante led off the 3rd inning with a double and went to 3rd on the same play after a throwing error by Sam Fuld in center field. So he was at 3rd with nobody out. And on one hand, you could criticize the Royals for not being able to get him in, but I'm sure the A's are praising Jesse Hahn's ability to pitch around that and strand Infante at 3rd. 2-1. Jesse Hahn's last start was somewhat similar to Yordano Ventura. Didn't really give up hardly anything until the 6th inning, and they got knocked around by the Seattle Mariners. Catch was made by Sam Fuld in center field, and tonight that's what happened to Ventura. No hits until the A's came up with a 5-run 4th, and they still lead 5-0.
Rex is definitely says a lot of good things and accurate things, but that's not one of them. I'll let Rex know that too. All right, he won't say, I have the green light to steal. I'll probably just stay at first or second if I hit a double. You know, can't promise nothing though. I mean, you know, Salvi's average back there. You know what I mean? I could take one on him.
Wink, wink, tongue-in-cheek from Billy Butler there. That was in response to Jeff Montgomery and I asking Billy yesterday about Rex, wondering if Billy looked quicker in white shoes. Rex, he says, absolutely not. He is slower. He disagrees with you, although he said he does have that stolen base, the actual bag from the playoffs, hanging up next to his Silver Slugger award in his house.
Hey, look, to me, I think he's quicker in the white shoes, and I just thought he might agree with me, but obviously he didn't. But I appreciate you guys bringing that up, but it's a whole different look. Last time I wore white shoes was in Babe Ruth League.
Billy drives it to deep center field, and Kane, he got turned around but made the adjustment, and that's the first out of the 6th inning. I don't know if that was necessarily a baseball thing, but I always felt like, wasn't that kind of a belief in football that you looked faster when you had white shoes on?
Absolutely. Right? And I saw some highlights of Billy earlier in the season, and he looked like he was moving better, but apparently not. But that right there, that last line drive, that was stupid hitting by Billy. He knows better to hit that ball to Kane like that over his head. What's wrong with him? Shake himself. Now, he might agree with me on that statement there. But, you know, hitters can't control where the ball goes. If they could, they'd be perfect averages out there.
Oh, Mike Moustakas. Excellent play running out from third, and he was in the shift, so he wasn't just going back. He was going out and back, and retires Ike Davis.
Yeah, just like a receiver that Moose wasn't. He acted like one there. That's good concentration. Back to the play. Looking up in that blue sky now. Pino getting through these Oakland A's. Trying to hold him right there. 7 straight hitters. He's retired.
Now Reddick goes the other way after hitting a long home run to right field his last time up. And he's on with 2 down. Brett Laurie grounded out in the 3rd and then was drilled by Yordano Ventura in the 4th, right after Reddick's home run, and Ventura was ejected by home plate umpire Jim Joyce. No warning.
Ryan and Monty, was there a time in you guys' career here in Kansas City that the crowd wouldn't even have known what happened and wouldn't even boo Laurie now?
I would say yes, Rex. Probably going back just 5 or 6 years ago, the crowd would not be nearly into the games and nearly as knowledgeable, you know, of the opposite, you know, the opposing players. But now, as a result of their winning, everybody knows what's going on in Royals baseball.
Royals fans put themselves back on the map at the 2012 All-Star game. And we all know the story now. Robinson Cano said, as captain of the home run derby team on the American League, if there is a Royal on the All-Star team who is worthy, I will pick him. And then he didn't pick Billy Butler, and Billy was quite the hero as he was the lone Royals representative and got a loud ovation when he was announced before the All-Star game. But they booed Robinson Cano from here to the plaza when he was up during the home run derby. That's the biggest ovation for the crowd here tonight as Laurie strikes out and Pino has 2 2/3 scoreless.
You're exactly right. The more women here at the K, the better it is.
Christian Colon, Paulo Orlando, and Mike Moustakas in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's 0-2 on Colon. Our Sonic Slam inning contestant is Michelle Schuler from Excelsior Springs. And if the Royals hit a home run in this inning, Michelle wins $700. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Michelle wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. Jesse Hahn has not allowed a home run yet this year. It is just his 3rd start. 16 2/3 innings.
And last year for the Padres, he only allowed 4 in 73 1/3 innings. So he does a great job of keeping the ball in the yard and doing an excellent job of holding this 5-run lead.
And he has never, Jesse Hahn has never allowed a home run to a right-hand batter. We'll see what kind of fielder he is. On target to Davis at first, 1 down. And now here comes Bob Melvin along with the ace trainer to check on Jesse Hahn.
He's looking at his fingers. Blister maybe. Monty still with us?
I am, Red. I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe didn't do something when he was fielding that ball in front of the plate, because immediately after he threw the ball, he took a look down at his finger like something was not right.
No, he's done. They're going to take him out. Let's see it again here. They picked it up, no problem. Looked like his fingers and palm was down underneath the ball. Doesn't look like it caught a nail or anything picking it up. But maybe it's a developing blister because of the curveball. Well, good for the Royals. Bad for the A's.
So it'll be the 2nd time in this game that last inning about Jesse Hahn. In his last start against Seattle, he did not allow a hit until the 6th inning, and then he gave up 4 runs. So he really hit a wall in that game, and the Royals won't have a chance to see if he hits the wall again in this 6th inning, as former Royal Jesse Chavez will be an A's Chevy call to the bullpen. finger on his right hand. He's out after 5 1/3 scoreless innings. And while we have a moment, let's take a look at our sprint cut of the game. Brett Laurie striking out against Johan Pino, and that swing has drawn the longest and loudest cheer at Kauffman Stadium tonight. Monty's been just outside the A's dugout all night.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see. Every time Laurie comes in between innings, numerous fans giving him a lot of jeers as he comes in, and that strikeout has almost now turned into a little game within the game on what he does every time at the plate.
Yeah, you know, hey Monty, I can tell that Hahn had a blister. There's no doubt about it. Have you been able to rubberneck in that dugout, see what they've been doing? But explain to the fans how that curveball will develop that blister.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I think he probably felt something when he made that unusual throw to first base, and oftentimes when you have a blister, it just takes one unusual, throw or movement to do something to set it off. So apparently that's what happened with him in this sixth inning. Now, as a pitcher, you have to make sure that you come up clean. If you're going to go barehanded, you have to make sure you come up clean. Normally, you're going to have the bare hand on top of the ball. Hahn went under the ball, and it was almost like that motion set off that blister, whatever it was, with his middle finger.
Now, Jesse Chavez has had enough warm-up tosses. One-time Royal Jesse Chavez. He has appeared in 3 scoreless games so far.
All right, got a new fresh arm in there. What they'll be seeing from Chavez is a 90 to 95 mile an hour sinking fastball, slider, and a changeup. He's firm. Look out over the middle. Start setting the table up. Get a big hit, get back in it. Couple bloops and a blast, and you're right back.
1-1 on Paulo Orlando. He is 0 for 2 so far. One and two. When Jesse Chavez was with the Royals in parts of 2010 and 2011, he had the arm, which he's always had, good velocity, but wasn't always in the strike zone. And his career turnaround began 2 years ago with the A's. Turnaround as far as his numbers go. He was a reliever that year and then spent a majority of last season as a starter for the A's. And some of his turnaround is rooted here in Kansas City. Bob McClure was the pitching coach at the time, and I remember Mac famously said to Chavez, look, you've got a 5.50 major league ERA, and you're pitching out of the bullpen. And when you're pitching out of the bullpen, you don't want to have an ERA over 3. Are you willing to make a change? Good breaking ball, gets Orlando 2 down. And Jesse was ready for a change, and he got Chavez to drop his arm angle a little bit, so he wasn't coming right over the top. So it all came together a couple of years with Oakland, but the willingness to change, beginning with his mechanics, started here in Kansas City.
Yep, little tweaks here and there. Pitching coaches can help you survive, but you've got to have the ability to be coachable. Ouch. Now this is the old time shift, okay? Now Moose has worked the fact that these guys are all straight up, but you see the second baseman? He's over here in that spot, right on in the hole. That's how they used to play him to pull, just a couple of feet. They just move a guy over. But now, Moose has got him exactly where he wants him. And that's what's done it. And it's going to help him overall with his average. We talked about that last year. That was the thing that was missing in Moose's game. He was so set on pulling. All he had to do was just look on the other side of the field and start lobbing a couple of balls out there, and his average will go up, and he'll feel more comfortable, and he'll recognize that inside pitch more often. When you're looking away, and then all of a sudden here it comes, you go, oh yeah, put it on the sweet spot there.
3-1.
See, like that pitch right there is a pitch that Moose loves. Fastball inner half up.
Chavez gives up a 2-out walk to put Moustakas on base for the first time tonight. And that brings up Lorenzo Cain. Don't forget to vote for the Royals Player of the Month at rallyhouse.com, and you'll be entered to win a majestic prize pack from Rally House. Two times Jesse Hahn got Lorenzo to ground out to short. Lorenzo Cain in his first 10 games this year. The only Royal you can compare that to would be George Brett back in 1983. Only George had more hits, runs scored, and RBIs in the first 10 games of a Royals season. Laurie charges. Cain is out. Chavez closes out the Royals in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ventura, and then after Ventura gave up his 5th run, he plunked Brett Laurie and was ejected. Enter Johan Pino, making his Royals debut, and he's pitched 2 2/3 scoreless. Eric Sogard is 0 for 2.
One of the reasons why Pino is having some success tonight anyway. I haven't seen much of him, but watch how he hides the ball. Look at the hip turn. Nice hip turn. You can't see the ball. Now you see it. Has a little long down arm swing down below. Really hard to pick up that release point, and I'll tell you, another nice acquisition by Dayton Moore. Somebody who can fill in like this at this particular time and eat up some innings. A finesse guy who's got good command. A good pitcher for this ballpark.
Ball one to Marcus Semien. He's 0 for 2. So there you go. 3 innings, 1 hit. No walks, 3 strikeouts, and he does have that reputation. He had that reputation in the Minnesota system as a strike thrower. And visiting with Dayton Moore before the game tonight, and we were discussing what he and his staff are looking for when they sign players to minor league contracts. Orlando toward the right field corner. He runs it down, 2 away. And the answer was a lot of things, but number 1 on the list is, with this ballpark and this defense, the Royals want a strike thrower. There's a lot that can be worked with if you have a guy who's not afraid to put the ball in the strike zone.
With the spacious yard I talked about, and also with that defense behind him, it would be crazy if you didn't want to pitch to contact.
So make it 3 2/3 scoreless for Johan Pino, as he has really saved the bullpen tonight after Ventura's early exit. Equipment, quality, reliability, and value. Search STIHL. By your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit your MidwestFordDealers.com. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Oakland scored all 5 runs in the top of the 4th inning. Jesse Hahn went 5 1/3 and then had to leave with 1 out in the 6th inning, we think because of a blister. Jesse Chavez got the last 2 outs of the 6th inning and now gets Hosmer, Morales, and Gordon. Royals have 3 hits tonight. 3 hits and 5 base runners in the first 6 innings. Hosmer is one of those runners, on with a walk in the 4th and grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd. Hit hard and slipping in left field was Zobrist as he tried to plant on the wet grass. Otherwise, that might have been a line out to left. The Royals have the leadoff man on.
Oh, there's a little fortune.
for Hosmer. He'll take it. That's what Ike Davis is saying. Man, you're going good.
A little part of Hosmer's faux hawk sticking up out of his helmet.
That's right. Maybe that's the good luck charm.
There you go.
Did you call that a faux hawk?
Yeah. Isn't that what it's called?
I don't know. That's new to me, but I'll go with it.
F-A-U-X.
Do I need to get my thesaurus out and look that up?
Or a dictionary. Oh, and 2 on Kendrys Morales. He is grounded into a double play and singled. Here it comes. The Oxford Thesaurus. And Morales strikes out on 3 pitches. Second strikeout for Jesse Chavez. Well, fans, now you can own a piece of the 2014 postseason as the Royals and Jostens have teamed up to provide the only officially licensed American League Championship fan collection. Relive the history-making 8-0 postseason run to the World Series. And a lot of great items like fan rings, necklaces, cufflinks, key rings, and more. And as the storyteller of champions, Jostens has crafted the championship rings of more leagues than any other company. So get your piece of the postseason today. Royals.com/fan rings. 1-1 on Alex Gordon. Have you looked up faux yet?
F-A-U-X.
Alex Gordon is singled and flied to left. Sam Fuld will make the play in center field. 2 down. Well, since you're having difficulty looking it up, Bud.
No,
faux would be.
It's not in there.
It's kind of like fake.
Okay.
Imitation, artificial, right? Those would be the kind of words that would be associated with faux.
So it's a faux hawk.
I think that's what I said. Two and 0 on Salvi. He's 0 for 2.
Okay, right there, that little thing right there sticking out is a faux hawk.
Part of his faux hawk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just forget that I brought it up. It's not like the Royals have had any chances tonight. They've had the leadoff man on in 3 innings. They have had runners in every inning but the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Jesse Chavez is doing a nice job of mixing him up. And that 3/4 arm slot that you told me about Bob McClure teaching him adds some deception.
So Chavez and Pino for the Royals have done an excellent job coming out of the bullpen. And we go to the 8th. The A's still lead 5-0.
League, and Ryan told you about it before. The White Sox just clubbing the Tigers as Anibal Sanchez gives up 9 runs in that one. Cleveland doubling up Minnesota. Baltimore behind Chris Davis wins 4-1. And right now the Astros, Dallas Keuchel on the hill, leading 1-0. Our Mazda game break takes us to Wrigley Field. Chris Bryant, one of the top prospects in Cubs history for that matter, was 0 for 3 yesterday, or 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but today a little bit better for him. He had his first 2 major league hits, also walked 3 times, and the Cubs won in extra innings. Ryan?
Walked 3 times. Wow. Yeah, you could see the jitters through the television when he had his first big league at bat yesterday against James Shields. I don't know if that's who I would want to face, making my first big league plate appearance with 1,000 butterflies flying around in my stomach.
No, me neither. Shields was awesome. Gave him a hat trick in his first big league game. I'll never forget it.
Stephen Vogt, 2 home runs and a double last night. Double RBI run scored tonight. And Johan Pino picking up for Yordano Ventura with 1 down in the 4th inning. Has allowed 1 runner. That was a 2-out single in the 6th. 5 hits in the series for Stephen Vogt.
He's hot. Hanging breaking ball. Hitters see that a mile away. Starts up around your neck. Looks hittable. And it is. Especially when you're going good like he is.
Ben Zobrist is 0 for 3, 0 for 7 in the series. A's number 3 hitter. Oh, and 2. And a chance for 2. Just in time. 6-4-3. The A's may challenge this. In the meantime, we remind you to play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com with the official daily partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code BRoyal for free entry. Bob Melvin took a step out of the dugout to catch the umpire's attention and then was advised to review this. It is also the 8th inning. So is this it is an athletics challenge.
It looked to me like he might have beat it.
Well, I haven't seen an angle where he's out yet.
Nope, I haven't either.
So Jim Joyce, the crew chief, along with first base umpire Greg Gibson, the umpire who made the call, are the 2 on the headsets. And the A's win their challenge. So the Royals get the force out at second base on Vogt. Call is overturned and Zobrist is aboard on a 6-4 force out. Fouled away by Billy Butler. Billy is 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored tonight. He's also lined out to deep center field. Billy was able to get his old number when he joined the A's, number 16. He was number 21 when he first came up. We were discussing Paulo Orlando the other day when he was called up and how his game contrasts Billy Butler's. Here you go. Flip those numbers. Paulo Orlando, 4 triples in 5 games. Billy Butler also has 4 career triples as he grounds into center field. I think he'll be held to a single here. So Paulo Orlando gets 4 triples in his first 5 games, wearing the same number as Billy Butler, who has 4 triples in 1,178 games.
Wow. That's amazing.
Both the same age, by the way. One's just getting started at 29, and the other one is a bona fide veteran and all-star and turning 29 years old today. Now, timeout asked for by Salvador Perez. A's first baseman Ike Davis has walked, singled, and popped out to third when Mike Moustakas ran way out into left field to flag it down. One and one.
Ike Davis, he has a very nice fluid swing, and he takes his top hand off of the bat when he on contact, and he follows through. He's got a really smooth swing. As he jumped that ball to the yard last night, it looked effortless.
Well hit to center field, and Kane back to the track to get it. Zobrist will go to third base. Butler will hold it first, 2 down. And for the second time tonight, Josh Reddick comes to the plate with 2 men on base. He was our Chrysler drive of the game with 1 out and 2 on back in the 4th.
Yep, Reddick knew it on contact. First homer of the year for him.
He has been very good against the Royals the last 2 years. He had .423 against the Royals last year and .417 the year before that. A little bit outside from Pino, ball 1. All 5 runs for Oakland coming in that 4th inning. Vogt and Butler had driven in runs before the Reddick 3-run blast. Pino has thrown 51 pitches. Trying to make it 4 2/3 scoreless out of the bullpen following the ejection of Yordano Ventura. After Reddick's home run against Ventura, Ventura hit Brett Lawrie and was ejected immediately. The timing wasn't perfect. I think everybody knew, and I had a feeling when Lawrie came to the plate that that was going to be it. But it was the timing, I think, that had as much to do with the ejection and the reaction of the A's than the fact that somebody from the Royals hit Brett Laurie right on the heels of a 3-run home run. And most of the time, if a home plate umpire's got his head in the game and monitoring the emotion of the game, if you're going to get thrown out without a warning on one pitch, that's usually when it comes, right after the opponent comes up with a big hit.
Yep. Giordano's command was not like it was the first 2 outings. He left some fastballs right out over the plate. The Oakland A's, just looking at them for the second game, they're very well balanced on their offensive ability. They got a little bit of speed in there.
Paulo Orlando in right field. Johan Pino, quite a Royals debut out of the bullpen. Didn't realize he'd be pitching tonight, and he goes 4 2/3 scoreless. Light. How about Johan Pino coming out of the bullpen ice cold, warming up and giving the Royals 4 2/3 scoreless.
Well, a great opportunity to impress Dave Eiland and Ned Yost, and did not disappoint.
One pitch, 1 out. That is ruled an out, and apparently a fair ball out. Omar Infante is 1 for 3. So there you go, 4 2/3, 3 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts.
Love those goose eggs.
So the Royals have the opportunity, as Franklin Morales continues to pitch in the bullpen, they have the opportunity of losing their starter after 3 1/3 innings and only have to use 2 relievers. And if you're wondering who Johan Pino is, if you hadn't heard earlier today, Greg Holland was placed on the disabled list with a strained muscle in his right chest. So Pino was called up to replace him on the roster. Holland picked up his 4th save last night in the Royals' 6-4 win over the A's. But the Royals are saying that it really goes back to a game in Anaheim. They really started to feel it in Anaheim. Royals didn't need Greg Holland during the Minnesota series. And Ned Yost, remember last night we were wondering why Kelvin Herrera didn't start the 7th inning. In a 1-run game, Stephen Vogt was coming up. He had already homered and doubled against Jeremy Guthrie. And as far as I remember, the 7th inning was Kelvin Herrera's inning, and especially in a situation like that. But Ned Yost and the Royals knew that Holland was hurting some, and they wanted to stay away from him if they could one more day. Pallone strikes out, 2 down in the 8th inning. So they were really hoping that Guthrie could have gotten the Royals through 7. Herrera pitched the 8th, Davis the 9th, but after Vogt hit the 2nd home run to tie the game, Ned had to throw that plan out the window and go with his traditional Herrera, Davis, and Holland.
Yep, there's always a reason, and those guys down there in that dugout know a lot more than we do up here. And strange to see Holland in that dugout this time of night.
Paulo Orlando. He's hit in 5 straight games with a 2-out single in the 8th inning. Mike Moustakas has hit in 7 straight, and could be his last chance to extend that here. He's been on with a walk. Chavez misses outside for ball 1. Shallow center field, long run in for Sam Fuld, and he's got it. To the 9th, and Oakland doing all of their damage in the 4th inning. They still lead 5-0. Resulted in the ejection of Brett Lawrie, or Yordano Ventura, after hitting Brett Lawrie. Once again, Salvador Perez stepping in to make sure things didn't get out of hand. The A's were furious. Ventura was ejected without a warning, and again, I think we all knew that at some point Brett Lawrie, whether the A's or Lawrie, felt like that was a clean, hard slide at second base or not. The Royals did not. At some point, he was going to pay the price. But the timing wasn't the best. We'll just leave it at that, because, yeah, Lawrie getting hit, that's one thing, but it was right after Josh Reddick's 3-run home run. And I think that's why we saw the reaction of the A's and Jim Joyce, the home plate umpire.
Yep. It's over now.
Franklin Morales will pitch to Laurie, Sogard, and Simeon. And Jim Joyce did the exact same thing when Johan Pino came on in the 4th inning.
Laurie is a aggressive, intense ball player, wound pretty tight. He's always played that way.
Goes down and gets a low pitch and drops it in front of Alex Gordon. That's Laurie's first hit. He's on to begin the 9th inning. MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand in HD with highlights, live look-ins, and pitch tracking every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Inside to Eric Sogard, a second baseman. He's 0 for 3. Now Sogard's a good ball player. He's been in the big leagues for a while, but that is not your traditional baseball look.
You mean as far as the glasses
go?
go?
I mean, he looks like he should be in a library reading a book.
Professor.
Deep right field. Orlando on the track to bring it down. Now that's a good play. I don't know if we'd call that a great play, but there's an outfielder who is as comfortable in right field as he is in center field. He made that play look a lot easier than it can be playing on the corner.
Yep. Ball's always going to be hooking towards the line. If you're a right fielder or left fielder, it's going towards that line. But he is comfortable. He's an excellent athlete. Gets good jumps and has that tremendous speed. Perfect fit for the Royals. He's made quite a few fans here in Kansas City already in a young season.
Now 2-0 on Marcus Simeon. Franklin Morales, just like Johan Pino, who preceded him in the game tonight, signed with the Royals on a minor league contract and made the team out of spring training. He is the only left-hander in the Royals bullpen. He is 29 years old and, like Pino, out of Venezuela. First got to the big leagues in 2007 with Colorado. He's been with the Rockies, the Red Sox, and then back to Colorado last year.
He's got 4 nice pitches he uses as a starter, but he'll just use that fastball slider mainly out of the bullpen. He can touch mid-90s, but he's comfortable in the low 90s.
And comes back from 3-1 to strike out Simeon. 2 down.
Excellent spots for that slider. Well, that's exactly where you want to put that. It starts, looks like it's going to be good hitting, and then at the last minute just dips down as designed.
Strike to Sam Fuld. He is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. We haven't said that very often this year. A walk and a run scored. Royals pitchers this year have only walked 17. That's the fewest in the league, and only 3 of those walks have turned into runs. So the Royals have not hurt themselves by giving the opponent a lot of free bases, and those free bases turning into runs. Right at Paulo Orlando to end the inning. So Morales has a scoreless inning after Pino went 4 2/3 scoreless. Last chance for the Royals coming up. Be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Corporation. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler, Joe Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery, with producer Joe Lavero, director Steve Kurtenbach, associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman. The producer of Royals Live is Brian Shapiro. Kane, Hosmer, Morales trying to get something going in the bottom of the 9th inning with the Royals down 5-0, and the A's, remember, they're without their closer Sean Doolittle. He's on the disabled list. So if the A's, or if the Royals rather get something going here in the 9th inning, it's not like the A's have their regular closer ready to jump into the game. Tyler Clippard is closing for Oakland, while Doolittle's on the disabled list with a torn rotator cuff. Doesn't sound good. And it's 3-1 on Kane.
Royals haven't been shut out all year, and for Lorenzo Cain, it's his last chance to continue his hitting streak.
It's a career high 10-game hitting streak. 3-2. Good work by both bullpens. The Royals bullpen has pitched 5 2/3 scoreless, and Jesse Chavez, pitching out of the A's bullpen, has pitched 2 2/3 scoreless. Kane strikes out, And for Jesse Chavez, that is his 4th.
You're doing something. I'm telling you, these 2 young pitchers that have come out here, Jesse Hahn and Chavez, have done an excellent job keeping them off balance.
Make that 5 strikeouts for Jesse Chavez. Eric Hosmer has been on base twice.
Oakland looking for their 5th shutout on the young season.
One and one. One and two. Shallow center field, and it'll bounce in front of Fold. Eric Hosmer, who's always done well against the A's, has a 2-hit game, and he's on with 1 out. Coming up after the game, Boulevard Royals Live. Joel and Monty will be at that brand new studio out in left field above the Miller Lite Fountain Bar. So next time you're out here, go say hello to them. They are always tweaking the lights to make sure that you can get the best possible look at Joel's goatee in your living room. And look at all the lights it takes. I mean, they'll put people on ladders to get that lighting correct. Ed Laurie makes the play for the 2nd out. Morales is 1 for 4, 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. So if you come to the ballpark looking for Joel and Monty out in Rivals, they're on the other side of the outfield experience. There's Joel. Now you'd think that he's just reacting to my words and waving to us. No, he's waving to all his screaming and adoring fans, shouting out his name when he comes onto the set.
Yep, hard to hold him back. They got bodyguards up there for Goldie. How about raising the roof? Yeah, look at that.
Yep, see, Monty's working, he's studying, you know, face buried in his notes in his scorecard. Hit well into the right field corner and off the wall. Hosmer goes to 3rd. Alex Gordon has a double. 1 more runner, and Royals will have the tying run on deck.
Alex got him a pitch out over. Good swing. Nice to see Alex pulling that ball down the right field line. Hosmer, he was really coming around 3rd base. Jersley said, no, you got to stay. See what Salvi can do here.
Most of the fans are still here, and many are out of their seats hoping for some more late inning magic against the A's here at Kauffman Stadium. Royals have won, including that wild card game, the Royals have won 7 of their last 9 against Oakland. Down and away, 2 balls, 1 strike. So there's Tyler Clippard, and again another runner, and it becomes a save situation. 2-2.
See with 2 strikes if Salvador Perez shortens up his swing. That was his long ball stroke there. Now let's see if he just goes to try to get in a base hit, scoring both runners.
And Salvi strikes out to end the game, and the Oakland A's with their league-leading 5th shutout